Okay, guys, Timmy coming at you here. And today, what I want to do is I want to try to explain to you RH incompatibility. Now, remember that the vast majority of people are RH positive, about 85% of the population. So if you're RH negative, you don't have that additional protein on the surface of the red blood cell. Now, it becomes an issue in basically two conditions. One, if someone is RH negative, they only can receive RH negative blood. And I explained that when I talked to you about the immune system. The other condition is when a woman is RH negative and she's pregnant. So let's go over that. All right. So watch. If you are a woman and you are RH negative, that means your immune system does not recognize the RH factor. So it will view any RH positive blood as being foreign, and you will get an immune response. Now, a couple of things you got to know. Number one, that's a bad color. Number one, red blood cells are big. And you also learn in advanced anatomy and physiology that maternal and fetal red blood cells don't mix. The only thing that mixes between mother and baby is what's in the plasma of the blood. So red blood cells should not be mixing with the baby and the mother. And the reason is because they can't cross the placental membrane because they're big. Number two, antibodies. Right? B cells make specific antibodies. They're small. That's a small. And antibodies are capable of crossing the placental membrane and affecting the fetus. This is why women can infer some passive immunity to the fetus, because antibodies in the woman's plasma are capable of crossing that placental membrane. Now, if you're a woman and you've had a baby, one of the things that they do is when you go to your first prenatal visit is they draw a ton of blood on you. And one of the things that they're looking at is your blood type and your RH factor. Now, remember that during pregnancy, the maternal and fetal red blood cells don't mix. Now, if you kick it with dude, there's a good chance, an 85% chance that this guy is going to be RH positive. And RH positive, the RH factor is dominant. So if the woman is RH negative and she has sex with a guy who's RH positive, the kid will be more likely RH positive. Now, with the first pregnancy, as you can see here, that's not an issue because maternal and fetal red blood cells don't mix. However, when the woman gives birth, the placenta is like it's literally attached to the inner lining of the uterus, the endometrium. And as we know, that endometrial lining is really vascular. There's tons of blood supplies. So when the woman delivers the afterbirth, it kind of rips away from that inner lining of the endometrium. And as a result, there can be some mixing of maternal and fetal red blood cells, but this is after delivery. So the first pregnancy is never affected by the fact that the woman is RH negative. Now, because there was mixing of fetal red blood cells with the mother, right? Those babies' red blood cells are going to have that Rh factor. The woman's immune system doesn't know that Rh factor. And as a result, that woman's immune system is going to produce antibodies to the Rh factor. Now, remember, antibodies are small. So the antibodies that she produces to that Rh factor can cross the placental membrane. And as a result, when she becomes pregnant again and the baby is Rh positive, those antibodies that were formed by being exposed to the fetal red blood cells after she delivered on her first pregnancy, those antibodies are capable of crossing the placental membrane, and it will attack and destroy the fetal red blood cells. So as a result, the baby will die in utero, and it's a condition called erythroblastosis fetalis. Now, that's why when you're pregnant the first time, they're drawing a ton of blood on you to make sure that if you are Rh negative, then what they'll do after your first pregnancy, they give you a shot called RhoGAM. And RhoGAM basically destroys the antibodies to the Rh factor. And there's a series of shots. They usually give them after the first pregnancy, and then typically in the 7th month of, I'm not exactly sure about that, but that's what they do. So that's really Rh incompatibility. And again, it's only important in 2 situations: where the mother is Rh negative and she becomes pregnant with an Rh positive baby, or when you're administering blood. If the person is Rh negative, they can only receive Rh negative blood. Now, that's really all I wanted to say about that. So that's Rh incompatibility.